We tend to assume that if a food is natural, it's inherently safe, but some of the most nutrient-dense whole foods sitting in your pantry right now are packed with built-in chemical defense mechanisms. We are conducting an objective audit of the biological reality behind these staples to see what's actually happening in your kitchen. Specifically, we're looking at 5 everyday staples: brown rice, raw kidney beans, almonds, nutmeg, and potatoes. The core dilemma here is that these foods aren't universally safe or universally toxic. Their toxicity depends entirely on how you prepare them and the exact dosage you consume. Accessing the nutrition in these foods requires a preparation tax, a specific trade of time and culinary discipline to neutralize the risks. Let's start with brown rice. It is heavily marketed as a health grain because it retains its high-fiber, unrefined outer layer. But modern agricultural practices leave traces of heavy metals in the farming soil, and rice is uniquely efficient at absorbing those contaminants as it grows. That brings us to arsenic. This cross-section of a brown rice grain shows arsenic concentrating directly in the outer bran layer. The medical risk is bioaccumulation. Over time, daily doses of arsenic build up in your body to carcinogenic levels. This creates a strange trade-off. Processed white rice is actually inherently safer regarding heavy metals, simply because that dangerous bran layer has been mechanically stripped away. If you want to eat brown rice safely, you have to follow a strict protocol. You need to wash it thoroughly in pure water up to 10 times until the water runs completely clear, and then pre-soak it to flush out the arsenic before cooking. To eat the whole grain safely, the health optimizer must accept the labor of repetitive, high-volume washing. Next, let's look at raw kidney beans, or rajma. They are a cost-effective protein staple for meal preppers, but raw kidney beans contain lectin, a built-in toxic defense substance that actively attacks the human digestive system, causing severe nausea and abdominal pain. The standard instinct for meal prep is to throw them in a slow cooker, but slow cooking, or undercooking these beans, is actually the most dangerous thing you can do. Looking at this bar chart comparing toxin levels, you can see a massive spike right here. Undercooking kidney beans actually multiplies the toxicity up to 5 times compared to eating them completely raw. The strict protocol to mitigate this is mandatory. You must soak the beans overnight, discard the water, and then put them through a rolling high-heat boil until they are fully tender. When dealing with raw legumes, you have to sacrifice the convenience of a slow cooker for high-heat safety. Moving to spices, nutmeg serves a dual purpose. We use it lightly to flavor curries, but it's also used in highly concentrated amounts for various holistic remedies. Nutmeg contains an active compound called myristicin. When digested, myristicin breaks down and directly affects your nervous system. This volume dial illustrates the critical threshold. If you consume just 10 grams in a single sitting, you cross out of the green safe culinary zone and tip directly into the red neurotoxic zone. A purported home remedy becomes an active overdose. Exceeding this limit causes severe neurological symptoms. You can experience extreme dizziness, total disorientation, and even intense hallucinations. Treating natural spices as concentrated pharmaceuticals requires you to strictly adhere to dosage limits to prevent self-inflicted neurological harm. Now consider a common kitchen scenario. You buy potatoes in bulk, and you find a few in the pantry that have developed a green tint. The green color itself is just chlorophyll. It's a completely harmless biological reaction to light exposure. But the problem is solanine. This is an invisible, dangerous neurotoxin that develops in the exact same conditions alongside the chlorophyll. Your protocol here is binary. If a potato is only partially green on one edge, you must precisely and surgically cut that section completely away. If the potato is fully green, it goes straight in the trash. The financial desire to save aging produce is never worth the risk of ingesting a potent neurotoxin capable of causing internal bleeding or paralysis. Finally, we need to contrast standard sweet almonds, which are completely safe grocery staples, with bitter almonds. Sometimes bitter almonds are misidentified or accidentally mixed into bulk batches. Bitter almonds exclusively contain a highly lethal, naturally occurring compound, hydrogen cyanide. The low dosage risk here is extreme. Eating as few as 6 to 10 bitter almonds is enough to trigger severe, potentially fatal poisoning in an adult. Unlike brown rice or kidney beans, there is no preparation tax you can pay here. Bitter almonds offer a zero-return trade-off and must be ruthlessly excluded from your diet. The reality of natural biochemistry is that natural does not equal safe without your direct intervention. Looking at this flowchart, time-poor cooks should bypass the preparation tax, switching to processed alternatives like white rice. Health optimizers must strictly adhere to 10 times washing and high-heat boiling protocols. Finally, alternative medicine users must respect strict 10-gram dosage limits for heavy spices. Go audit your pantry today. Make sure your food choices actually align with your real-world cooking habits, not just the health marketing printed on the label.